So in that group picture, you got all 21 members of the Knicks team, and according to Coach Mike Brown, all 21 are expected to play on between Thursday and Saturday. So what he told Stephen Bondy, shout out to Steph, Mike Brown telling Stephen Bondy that he would expect the starters to play around one half of basketball, and then he'll get the rest of the players out there, which is good. I think that's a good approach, is a good idea. Mike Brown mentioned the fact that, look, they travel all the way out there. He wants to make sure everybody gets a chance to play. They had a good week of practice. Everybody's going hard and going in. So, yeah, get everybody in there playing. I see no need to play, Brunson, Towns, OG, all those guys. I see no reason to play those guys extensive minutes. They had a long season, and we'll talk about Josh Hart's comments on that. They had a long season last year, dug into playoff time. I say, ramp those guys up midway through the preseason. But for now, get some of the younger guys, some of the guys trying to battle for the training camp battles. What's going to be interesting to see is how he sprinkles in Brogdon, Shamet, with some of that core. He talked about his core 10 that will play, but I wonder, does Brogdon get in there with those guys, or does he kind of get in with the B team and C team? I'd like to see the former. So that's going to be something I'm going to be interested to watch tomorrow, is at what point does Brogdon get in there, who he's playing with, who's Deuce playing with, who's Clarkson playing with, Yabusele as well. I'm going to be watching that, and Shamet. And then you have your two-way guys, your two-way contracts. You get those guys in there, some of your rookies. So I think that's a good approach in terms of playing time between Thursday and Sunday, because, like I said, you really don't need the starters to be playing all that much minutes. Okay? And then speaking of minutes, Mike Brown also spoke on how he's going to handle the minutes distribution this year, as opposed to how Tom Thibodeau handled it last year. And some of the quotes from, this is from New York Post with Stephen Bondy, some of the quotes from Knicks coach Mike Brown. He said the biggest thing is trying to make sure you watch everybody's minutes instead of trying to chase games. There may be some games you may throw in the towel early. All right, so that is completely anti-Thibs, who would have the starters in there up by 20. And he's chasing the dragon to make sure that they got the win. So they're going to handle this a little bit smarter, according to Mike Brown. He also says it's important to win, but you have to also understand, hey, I want to keep this guy's minutes here, instead of trying to extend everybody's minutes. Because if the season is long, we don't want anybody getting worn out by the end. He understands the Thibs sentiments. And he's seen Thibs his entire career. So Mike Brown understands the knocks on Thibs, and he wants to do things differently. So let's see if he puts that into practice. We do know that it's going to be a priority for this team to tap into the new depth. Clarkson, Yabusele, Deuce, all those new guys on the bench. Tap into that depth. So, you're getting guys in there and you're getting a good rotation. Mike Brown also said that he wants to extend the bench 9, 10 deep. He's not afraid to do so. Organization wants more depth. They want to lean on the depth. So Brown is going to be very cognizant of that. And then he also talked about how that impacted the 2016 Golden State Warriors. He was assistant coach on that team that broke the 73-win record. He said it kind of caught up with them in 2016, and from that point on, that was when Steve Kerr was like, I'm not going to chase games anymore. If we get it, we get it. But I got to make sure guys like Stephen Curry, if we want him to play 35 minutes or average 35 minutes a game, then that's what he's going to average. It was one of those things where I gave, so that was Steve Kerr. That was Mike Brown translating for Steve Kerr and what, that 2016 Warriors team went through. On top of that, Josh Hart was also quoted by Stephen Bondy. Steph's out there in Abu Dhabi as well. And he spoke to Josh Hart, who, kind of talked about the minutes and load management and so on and so forth. And this one kind of drew some criticism or a lot of commentary from Knicks fans, where Hart said here He talked about the playoffs. He says, I think I played well. I think I played well in Detroit, played well in Boston. With Indiana, I just didn't have nothing left. So that was Josh Hart. And, you know, the opinions from fans are kind of, polarizing. You know, some fans, I'm reading some comments here on Instagram, says, hey, that's a cop-out. Other fans blaming Thibs. You worn them out over the course of the season. You playing these guys too much. Josh Hart leading the league in average minutes played last year. So is there some truth there? But as he said, he played well enough in Detroit. He played well enough against Boston. Against the Pacers, I think all these guys got worn out. And I think that was a combination of the Pacers' play style, the fact that the Knicks went through some grueling physical battles before they got to the Pacers, and then they had to play this high-octane team that also played physical. So I think to a man, the Knicks were worn down. Even, you look at Brunson in Game 6, or Game 5, rather. Game 6 was worn down there. Only 15 points in that Game 6, and they lost against Indiana. And what's also a good point is, for a lot of those guys, that was the farthest they had been in terms of post-season basketball. It's a whole new season in which there's a physical, mental toll. So the comments, the reactions to Josh Hart's statement there was some kind of like, we're not trying to hear that. Others like, this is on Thibs. Where you guys fall? Where do you guys fall in the chat? But bottom line, look, the goal is to make it to the postseason as healthy as possible, but there are no guarantees. We saw Kenny Atkinson do his best to balance the Cleveland lineups. Don't play Spider as much. Don't play this guy. Don't play that guy. By the time they got to the postseason, they were as banged up as anybody. And some of those injuries, whether it was the Garland toe injury or the Andre Hunter when he got slammed by Mathurin, that was a dirty play. Some of those happened in the playoffs. So it's kind of like you just never know. But either way, you're going to have to put that effort in to make sure that your squad is as healthy as possible. So that's very interesting to me because, as you guys have been watching this show, you kind of know one of the common questions that I have is, how does Brown balance the need to keep these guys fresh, balance the minutes, but also making sure that they're they're headed in the right direction as it relates to their offensive and defensive chemistry, and that they're also winning games and living up to their potential. Because while a lot of us want to say, well, all I care about is the postseason, if they walk into the postseason with the 4th seed and having a roller coaster season, I'm sure the narrative is going to change. We know that. So how he balances that is going to be very, very interesting. Salute to Captain F in the chat says, I just landed in Abu Dhabi. Salute to Captain F. We're going to need you. We're going to need you for post-game reactions. We're going to need the Abu Dhabi arena report from somebody on the Discord. So make sure you guys are joining the Discord. And some of you guys were saying that you had some trouble joining the Discord. I just got a new link. I think something went awry with the previous Discord link. So I'm going to drop the current link to the Discord in the chat right now. And I'm not sure if TM had updated it on the automated bot, but I just dropped the Discord link in the chat. So make sure that you guys are tapping into that. All right, who else we got in the chat? Captain F, salute to you guys, man. If you guys want to call me up in the KFTV Discord, the line's always open for you. Call me up. Let me know your thoughts. How you feeling about this game coming up? Shout out to Mike Sealski. I really enjoyed today's guest, man. Where can we watch the actual game? MSG. Oh, Jay Sniper, I see your comment. We're gonna talk about that too, man. We're gonna talk about that. Let me drink some water, man. A lot to talk about. All right, let me salute some franchise channel members in the building. Salute to you guys. Shout out to Eric Horn, $5 super chat. Speaking of where to watch, he says YouTube TV got rid of the NBA package. I'm sick right now. Wow, what happened? Why'd they get rid of the NBA package? We got to make sure everybody is on board here. And just remember to make sure you guys have your calendars, your digital calendars, so you make sure that you don't miss an episode of Post Game Live of KFTV, and especially don't miss the game. So make sure you guys are signing up for the digital calendar. They're going crazy off the shelf. Free resource for you guys to have a digital notification. Whether you have an iPhone or Android phone, you get a digital notification notifying you of when the Knicks game is. And inside the notification, you get the link to Post Game Live, the link to buy tickets using our SeatGeek code for a discount, link to watch parties if we're having one that night. It's a free resource for the fans. Make sure you guys tap into that. So shout out to Eric Horn. Okay, who else we got here? Shout out to Santana, $5 super chat says the time is now. Let's go Knicks. It's our year. Okay. Shout out to Santana. We got another super chat here. $5 from Eric Horn again. He says people don't know the Gusto dunk was by a malt liquor company in Philly. Okay. Shout out to Eric Horn out of Mississippi for dropping some Philly knowledge. Also, shout out to Vincent Huang, franchise channel member out there in Taiwan. Drops a message here. It says, our team's looking real good in the desert. Let's win that game tomorrow. Let's get it. Shout out to him. We got to shout out our guy, man. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. $20 super chat at number 1 on the chat leaderboard. Says, October shape under Thibs always had us conditioned. Brown gets it, I think. Let's go. And also shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Ace $5 super chat says, kids are going to dress up as Josh Hart's finger this Halloween. they just might, man. They absolutely just might. And also shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Did you guys see Chuck on the Jimmy Kimmel show? Live from Brooklyn. Public Enemy in the building. Salute to Chuck D, man. Salute to Flav. Enemy. Salute to the OG, man. Still killing it.
And I just want you to know that Public Enemy always got your back. But you're looking for the same thing. It's a new thing. Check out this the
Let's go.
Next to the base. Come on. Turn up the radio. They're claiming I'm a criminal. But now I wonder how. Some people never know. The enemy could be the great guardian. I'm not a hooligan. I run the party and clear all the madness. I'm not a racist. Preach the teeth to all. Hey, number 1. That bullet run about the gun. I wasn't licensed to have one.
Let's go.
They see me, fear me. I'm the
Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Still doing it. Still doing it. Don't believe the hype. Let's go. Salute to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. I love it. This man's work ethic is second to none. And shout out to Flav, man. So salute. So they had themselves a great week as we get ready for Knicks basketball. All right, what else we got here? Okay, let me get to Yuri. Yuri on the Discord. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How we doing, man? What do you think?
Good. Hello to everyone in the chat.
Yep.
Pleasure to see everyone, hear everyone. Tomorrow's the day, man. We're ready. We're ready.
Let's go, man. What do you
I'm
think?
excited.
What are some of the things you want to see here, man?
I want to talk about the ball movement we just saw that just got posted online. You know, with the Knicks. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I missed it. I missed that ball movement that we've been missing. We have not seen that kind of ball movement since the first 20 games of the last season before it went back to all ISO. So I'm interested to see how Mike Brown's going to utilize the lineup with Josh Hart. Again, we don't know what the lineup's going to be, but I'm assuming if he had Hart in the starting lineup with that, I want to see how it looks under Mike Brown's vision.
Okay.
Instead of Thibs' vision. So I'm not going to be mad if he starts Hart for the preseason because we're trying to figure out how the lineup's going to go for the regular season.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There you go. And Bondi, Steph Bondi posted a picture today, as it relates to the starting lineup. Well, this morning out there in Abu Dhabi, it's Josh Hart with the starters. But either way, Mike Brown said, look, whichever way he goes tomorrow is not set in stone as it relates to the rest of the season. And that's how it should be. We should be evaluating early on in this stage. But I'm going with Mitch. I'm going with Mitch.
Yeah, you go with Mitch. I even said I thought Deuce in the lineup as well. But now that I'm thinking about it, CP, the reason why I like this lineup is because it's interchangeable for the fifth starter. You can have Mitch in the lineup. You can have Josh Hart in the lineup. You can have Deuce in the lineup. Hell, probably throwing Yabusele in the lineup as well if you want a second 5 out lineup. The variety that the Knicks can do with the starting lineup, matchup-wise, can be really codependent.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. It's something that they need to tap into. And hey, it's not always, as we know, it's not always about who starts. It's about who finishes, what the matchups dictate. Like, again, you're going up against Cleveland. I'm going Twin Towers for Twin Towers. Let's go. I'm going with the equalizer, Mitchell Robinson.
Mitch.
The bully. He's the Cleveland bully. Are you going to say, Evan Mobley, you got Defensive Player of the Year? That's because I was injured half the year.
I would love to see Mitch in the starting lineup against Cleveland. And that's another thing, too.
Yeah.
I've talked to people about we haven't had Mitch in the lineup for the whole year. And this is where I'm going to throw shots at Thibs. Thibs wants to say, we didn't have our starting center for the whole year, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, since he came back, why the hell wasn't Mitch in the starting lineup the minute he came back? I get it, minutes restrictions, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to criticize him for that. But the minute Mitch was in the lineup and the minutes restrictions, he got used to it. The minutes restrictions should have been off from the get-go once he got settled in.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm not so sure what the approach there was, but I'm going to be interested to see how they handle it this year. Even though I do want Mitch starting, I don't necessarily want him in crazy, northward close to 30 minutes. No. They're going to have to work with the medical team and figure out a good medium to get Mitch good minutes as a starter, but also you got help. You got Yabusele, you got Huck Porty, you have Towns that you can put at the 5. You still have guys that you can roll in there, so you don't need to lean on them early in the season. Still manage those minutes accordingly to make sure that you can get Mitch at his best in money time.
I was thinking 25 minutes for Mitch.
Yeah.
25. You play him 15 minutes for the first and second quarter. Then you give him 5 minutes in the third quarter, right? Mm-hmm. And then you let him play out the entire fourth quarter. Just keep him around a 25, 28 minute range.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the entire fourth quarter. You could have him play 5 minutes in the first quarter just to set the tone. Play him 10 minutes in the second quarter. Play him 5 minutes in the third quarter just to, make sure you keep the momentum in the third quarter. And you could do that, or you could play him the entire fourth quarter to close it out.
Yeah. It's good points, man. Good points. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. But appreciate the call, man. We'll talk tomorrow, man.
I'm ready.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
So to our guy Yuri in the chat, man. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. What do you guys think, man? Okay. All right, so Yuri's looking forward to that. I'm just reading Steph Bondi. He dropped some more stuff here. Steph's out there in UAE. Okay, he's got an interview here with Malcolm Brogdon. Kind of reading this and reacting live. Malcolm Brogdon didn't sign with the Knicks, sit on the bench. Here's a quote from Brogdon says, I view myself as having a skill set and being versatile enough player to crack any rotation in the league, so I expect to do that here as well. 2 years removed from winning Sixth Man of the Year. Established two-way guard, can run the offense, earned roughly $130 million. Damn, Brogdon got some bread in his career. He talked about the last 2 years. He didn't play much. Definitely difficult for me. I've been a really good player in the league. I've been a good vet. Going to tanking teams, going to teams that are rebuilding, it's been tough. But for me, it's all about being a guy who embraces a challenge whether it's being a good vet on a young team or coming into a really good team like this. And, of course, being a good vet, but also being able to contribute something on the court. Bondi says Brogdon said it 3 times in our interview. He expects to play. This isn't a veteran mentorship gig, but it is also complicated. The guard rotation, very complicated. You got McBride, you got Clarkson. That's going to be one to watch. Brogdon expects to play, so whose minutes are coming down and what are the combinations that you're going to put out there to make everybody happy? Okay, what else we have here? As we know, Dottie, McBride, Kolick, Huckporty, some of the possibilities for a trade. There's no way I'm trading McBride. Forget that. I'm good on that. Brogdon also says, I'm another ball handler. You have Jalen. He's a superstar in the league, but with every superstar in the league, they need other guys on the team to help take pressure off of him. And I think I'm a guy who they'll be able to trust to make good decisions for the team and run the offense at times to get him easier shots. It's a different role. First time I took a role like this is when I went to Boston. I played the 6-man roles. It's just about embracing it. Coming to a team here that is one step away from the finals. All they need is a little bit more. Made a coaching change. They made some changes. They brought some guys, but the core is the same. They just need a little bit more support. So me, I plan on being one of the pieces to support them. That means supporting the court. All right, so that's Malcolm Brogdon, man. What do we think about his quotes? It's good stuff. It's good stuff from Brogdon. He knows what he wants to bring to the team. He wants to contribute, and he's here to play. We know this. You know, he's definitely here to play, and I think he's going to get a spot should he come out of this preseason healthy, which is why I also don't think that they make any decision in regards to the final 2 spots or the final spot, really, until after the preseason, and then see, because by that time, we're going to know, is there a market for Kolick? Is it Dottie that gets traded? I think the Deuce trade scenario, I think that's more of a dark horse, but you never know. I hope not. Wouldn't make too much sense to me. But let's see what happens there. Close out the show for us, Rambo.
Oh, hey, Malcolm Brogdon, relax.
Yo.
Okay, we like the energy. Yo, okay.
Hang on, go ahead. Testing 1, 2, 3. We got to make sure that we got you in here clearly, sir. Let's check the audio.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Put it on speaker.
Oh,
am I clear?
You sounded better. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Yeah. My apologies, guys. My apologies. We still in. We're in training camp still, preseason.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm gonna get right. But Malcolm Brogdon, relax. Okay, that's what I want to say because I just heard everything. I love the energy, Malcolm. But you got to understand, you're coming in here and you're gonna play whatever role we need you to. We don't need you to worry about if you're gonna be breaking rotation. We're gonna put you in there. Don't worry. We're gonna get you right. All right. But I need you to come in here with low egos, man. That's the first thing. We got the game tomorrow. Hey, can anybody tell me where I could watch it on my phone? If you're on the chat, just drop it down on the chat for me because I need to make sure I'm tuned in on my lunch break at that. You already know. I'll stay in compliance. Bro, I'm excited, though. I know everybody's talking about the offense, the ball movement, and I think the 2 people that are going to benefit the most from it, and I'm really, really hoping, is Mikal and OG, man. That's what I'm most excited to see right now. I want to see, because at times last year it seemed a little stagnant. We complained about, man, Mikal didn't have no plays drawn up for him. It was just a lot of iso ball. So I'm just really excited to see how their games are going to develop under this whole new system that we have with our offense, man. And how that's going to also translate back on the other end, on the defensive end. Man, I'm just excited, bro. I just got to tap in. I just seen you guys in here. I hit the show a little late. I missed the whole thing. But
replay gang, man. You replay gang, man. It's all good.
Replay game. All major podcast formats. I like Spotify. Spotify is cool with me.
Okay.
I'll get on there and listen at times. I put the headphones in, on the dull day at work. So, there's no reason to miss a show. So when the season's starting, now you know.
There we go, man. Rambo from Tampa. We'll check you out tomorrow, man. We'll hear from you tomorrow. And hopefully you get to catch the game, man. You let us know what your key takeaways, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Our.
Let's go. There we go, man. He kind of cut out. He was battling the connection issues, but he did the best he could, man. Rate that call in the chat, good people in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Rambo from Tampa.